America is about to be the first country to tokenize our entire water supply.
If you don't know, Donald Trump was talking about the United States Water Reserve, which I've already found on Coinbase. Almost nobody understands what's going on, so stay with me while I explain it. Hear this, the UN is warning that AI is going to drink so much water. That's because if you go on the United States Water Reserve website, you will see that AI is a thirsty machine that requires a lot of water to cool down those data centers. So what does Trump discuss at the G7 summit? You guessed it, the United States Water Reserve securing and tokenizing the water to cool those data centers down. Yes, it's already listed on Coinbase, but I went specifically on Phantom Wallet.
Look, USWR, the United States Water Reserve, will be one of the greatest wealth explosions of this century. Fresh water is the new oil. This is going parabolic.
America will never die under Trump's hands because Trump always has the plan. And right here is talking about the United States Water Reserve. Now keep in mind, AI will drink as much water as 1.3 billion people by the end of 2030. In the G7 meeting, they literally met up to talk about water infrastructure. And I could just see why he's talking about it because, I mean, look at it. It's literally exploding. This token is going crazy because AI needs enormous amounts of clean water and creates massive amounts of heat, making water become more scarce.
The West is dangerously thirsty right now after one of the hottest and driest winters on record. About 70% of the American West is in a drought. Cities are telling residents to cut their water usage. Farmers are abandoning their crops, and local officials are asking how much water is left for the millions upon millions of people who need it. Right now, the mountains' winter snow should be melting, feeding rivers and reservoirs. But as you can see, that snow never really came this winter. Here's what most of those mountains look like right now, based on a map from the National Water and Climate Center. Red means dangerously low, which according to this map is almost the entire West. River basins have 10% of their normal snow. Some have none at all. The Colorado River, the lifeline for 40 million Americans, is expected to deliver just 13% of its normal flow this year. In places like Kearney, Arizona, the mayor is warning residents they could run out of water by July. Run out, telling folks to try to take family showers and wear their clothes 3 times before washing them. Leave your cars dirty, they're begging. Don't water your yards. Leading some to use brown water from their washing machines on their plants. In Colorado, farmers are ripping out fruit trees, leaving fields fallow, redirecting the water they do have to the bare minimum of crops to keep their farms going. In Salt Lake City, the mayor is calling on residents to cut water use by 10 million gallons. Not just in general, every single day. In the town of Las Vegas, New Mexico, restaurants have been told not to bring water to the table unless a customer asks for it. And for everyone else, there is that other looming risk. Fire season is here. And a dry forest or mountainside or a field is like kindling, all of it waiting for a single spark. In fact, it's already been the worst year of wildfires in a decade. According to a new report from the National Interagency Fire Center, nearly 2.5 million acres have burned nationwide so far. It is only June, almost double the previous 10-year average. The question going forward, and I think we know the answer to this, is are we ready?
The record we never wanted to see.
And tomorrow, Lake Mead's water level is expected to sink to its lowest levels.
Lake Mead is disappearing. Right now, the largest reservoir in the United States holds less water than at any point in its entire recorded history. And the engineers who know this dam best are quietly raising alarms that nobody in power wants to broadcast on the evening news. Satellite data is detecting something deeply wrong in the canyon walls beneath Hoover Dam's foundation. Something that gets worse, not better, as the water level drops. And the most terrifying part, the very process of Lake Mead draining may be accelerating the exact structural failure that could drain it completely. Hi, my name is Daniel, and this is Natural Disasters, the numbers that should terrify you. Lake Mead at full capacity holds 26.12 trillion gallons of water. That is not a typo. 26.12 trillion gallons. It is the largest reservoir by volume in the entire United States, and it was, for most of the 20th century, considered essentially permanent infrastructure. A guaranteed resource, a solved problem. It is not a solved problem. As of June 2026, Lake Mead sits at approximately 32% of its total capacity. The water surface elevation hovers around 1,050 feet above sea level. Full pool is 1,220 feet. That gap, 170 feet of missing water, is not an abstraction. That is a catastrophic, historically unprecedented, civilizational scale deficit sitting in the middle of the American Southwest, and it has been building for over 2 decades. The white bathtub ring tells the story better than any graph. If you have seen photographs of Lake Mead in the past 5 years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That pale calcium carbonate band etched into the dark canyon walls marks every foot of water level the reservoir has lost since 2002. In some locations, that ring sits nearly 180 feet above the current water line. 180 feet of geology exposed that was underwater when most people reading about this crisis were born. Here is the number that makes hydrologists go quiet at conferences. The Colorado River, which feeds Lake Mead, has been in a state of deficit for 22 consecutive years. The river is delivering less water annually than the compact agreement signed in 1922 legally promised to 7 states. The snowpack in the Rocky Mountains that feeds the river has declined by an average of 23% since measurements began. Climate models that the Bureau of Reclamation itself uses in long-range planning now project that the Colorado River Basin will receive between 10 and 20% less annual precipitation by the year 2050. And here is the part where the numbers stop being about water and start being about concrete and steel. When Lake Mead